Yesterday, I told you about the price of living in paradise, a record number of people moving to the Lowcountry, which makes finding an affordable place to live pretty difficult. Today, News 2's Libba Holland joins us in an I-team investigation to explain the growth problems east of the Cooper in Mount Pleasant. Libba?
Brendan, Mount Pleasant is growing from 7,000 residents in 1970 to now more than 77,000 today. The cost of living is also booming right now. I met one woman who says she's being priced out of the life that she's built for her and her 7-year-old son.
I work full time. I make decent money. I should be able to afford a home for me and my son.
Angela Waltz lives in a 2-bedroom apartment in Mount Pleasant, an apartment she's leaving soon. It's just too expensive.
I found myself looking at 1-bedroom apartments and studio apartments, and even those I can't afford.
A single mom working at a Charleston hair salon. And even with overtime, it's not enough.
I get emotional because I wish I could spend more time with my son. But I spend all my time working and I still can't provide for him.
Mount Pleasant Mayor Linda Page says she feels her pain.
That single mom with 2 kids needs to have the right to live here just as much as someone who's making 6 figures. So it needs to be today. It needs to be sooner than later.
Page recently announced a task force to address the lack of affordable housing.
We have had some ordinances and some regulatory control over this in the past. So we actually had an affordable housing bonus density for development, and we took that away.
Also in 2008, Mount Pleasant began a workforce housing exemption grant program. Developers could apply to build homes, then sell or rent them to qualified people, usually middle-class working families. The recession kept home prices low, and the incentive for developers wasn't as enticing, so few of those were built. Then in 2010, home prices started soaring again, up nearly $100,000 in just 5 years. Rental prices also went up. So about a year ago, Mayor Page began talking about growth management, saying the town needs attainable housing, living spaces that attract people of all economic levels.
But we need a mix of housing. So if you're a renter here, you need to have rental options. If you choose to purchase here, you need to have housing options. So whether that's a standalone or a duplex or a townhome or a condominium, we just need to make sure we have a balance of opportunity for housing.
What are the benefits to this home, and what do we have here?
Privacy, for sure.
Realtor Catherine Parker works with many families and young professionals that want to move to Mount Pleasant.
With taxes and the low rates, it's a nice place to be.
She agrees the town should do more to make affordable housing options available, whether people want to buy or rent.
It's more expensive to rent than to buy right now. So in my mind, if it's apartments, I'm not quite sure that it'll be more affordable than to purchase.
Parker says a family of 4 doesn't benefit from a 1- or 2-bedroom condo. They need a $200,000 home, and right now, there isn't one.
I think in Mount Pleasant, right now, the lowest price point is the low 3s.
So Angela Waltz has a tough decision to make.
Either have to find a roommate or move to another city, I don't know.
Over the bridge, in search of a new home.
All this work that I do, spending so much time at work and sacrificing time with my son, will pay off.
Mayor Page says the Attainable Housing Task Force will begin meeting with people in the community over the next 6 months, and then that task force will make recommendations to town council. Reporting in the studio, Libba Holland, News 2.
All right, Libba, thank you. Remember, if you have something you want the I-team to investigate, email us at iteam@wcbd.com. You can also call the I-team hotline at 843-216-4949.